This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Whether you realize it or not, maybe you will admit it, you're probably stuck in some area. We all are stuck. We get to that point where we know we should be doing something, but we don't do it. We freeze. We're afraid. I'm not minimizing anything for anybody, but it happens. Wouldn't it feel great to be unstoppable instead of stuck? How do we get that done? Well, we call upon a coach who really moves your life forward, understands all of this limiting beliefs and what it takes to move your life forward. We're going to pick her brain today on this topic. Cindy Valente is back with us. How are you doing today?
I am great, Stephen. You?
It's almost as if you read my mind, because I was thinking about this, honestly, earlier today and applying it to my life and goals. And there's a few there where I'd have to say I'm a little stuck. And it's not even worth getting into deeper, but I'm not moving forward in a few things. And, maybe it's fear of failure, fear of something. When we're stuck, does it ultimately come back to fear?
There, absolutely. Failure, all of those things. But let's start with what puts us in a stuck state of mind. How do we get there? We don't know where to start. What if I fail? My friends have figured it out. Why haven't I? I've tried it before and it didn't work. I'll do it when I feel ready.
I'll do it when I feel ready. Never thought of that one. That's a good one. That's a really good one, because you're not saying no.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you say, I'm not going to do it. I'm not, or, I'm afraid. We're never going to say that, but
Right.
I'm going to take care of it when I'm ready. Or
Right.
the ifs. If this happens, then I'll take care of that. Life would be so much better if, insert whatever you want, when I'm ready. Yeah, that's a
And we
good...
can all talk ourselves into whatever we want. If it feels like we're propelling, but we're not. So if we want to put ourselves in an unstoppable state of mind, you'll figure it out as you go. Failure is feedback, not the end. But already with those words, you feel more positive, more ready to become unstoppable, instead of just kind of the downer of, gosh, I don't know if I can do it today. And if you've got everything already figured out, let's do this. It's all good. And then obstacles are proof of, I am moving forward. So all these things do get us going in that motion. And I've done the hard things. I can do this too. So those things really do, all those ideas already make you feel, I got this. I can do it. Are you feeling unstoppable yet?
No. but a notch or two closer. And I've identified something in my life in recent years or year. And the fear of failure isn't so much of failing generally, it's failing myself.
True.
It
Nobody
really
wants
is.
to
And
do that.
that's, I'm being transparent. I used to have, fear of failing in others' eyes. I kind of don't care about that anymore.
Isn't that a great place to be?
It is. And now
Yes.
it's more me. Like, I feel like, if something doesn't work out, I failed myself, or the plan I had doesn't come to fruition, or it doesn't hit the mark. So I'll take care of it when I'm ready. And you're just delaying it instead of just moving it forward. And then here's another one. How many of us put things in the way to prolong the discomfort So yeah, I'll take care
Uh-huh.
of that when I'm ready. I got all this stuff over here I got to get, take care of, and I got to find time. I want some time for myself too, but I know I want to achieve this goal, but I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. I know I'm going to get. That's been one thing I've been wanting to get to since April. It's a kind of a big thing.
That's
Kind of
not that far behind.
a- uh,
It's
and
not
I
that far back.
and I know what I have to do. I have to move the other
Right.
stuff out of the way, including personal fun time, which is
Right.
a delicate blend because I feel if I don't take a little bit of time to do fun stuff that I'm gypping myself and I feel guilty there. But then the other stuff's not
Right.
going to get done. Um, what are some other things we can do to feel unstoppable? Because that's just a great feeling, even just to say it.
Well, so getting over misconceptions of what it means to be unstoppable, we always feel the sense we have to hustle nonstop, do everything, never rest, never failing. But unstoppable isn't about doing everything, it's about not stopping when it matters most. It's hard to do that. Sometimes when you're feeling stuck, you don't want to just feel, oh, let's go. I'm ready. I can do this. But resilience is greater than perfection.
I need a moment.
Love this.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah. And I can only speak for myself, but I think everybody's story helps us learn.
Right.
I was on the perfection train for decades since a kid.
Mhm.
And now I look at things I've overcome, personal things, whatever it might be. To have resilience, that word, I own that. I'm happy to say, like, wow, I got more resilience than I ever thought ever possible.
Right.
And growing. But let's look at that word resilience. Isn't it true that once you overcome one challenge, the next one's a little bit easier, the next
Mhm.
one a little bit easier because you have faith in yourself?
That's right. Confidence,
Yeah. Yeah.
momentum, all
Momentum.
those things,
Hmm.
and it does continue to create more momentum. I mean, you feel good, you had a successful moment or a successful situation, and it does make you feel better,
Yeah.
and it gets your mind away from whatever you were stuck in, whatever negative thoughts you were, putting into your own brain. And confidence equals I showed up yesterday, I can show up today.
Resilience.
That's right.
Yeah. Hmm. It's not easy though, and takes time.
It does take time. So let's keep it simple. Choose one action, belief, or habit and commit to it daily, every day. So if you write it down, so if you write, say, I wrote these for myself because I do these. Write 10 minutes a day and you can turn it into a book. If you walk every day, you become healthier, and that can turn into a 5K, a 10K, or something more. Speak kindly to yourself. Your brain hears your words.
I think your body hears your words too.
That's true.
The
That's
more
true,
the
for
more
sure.
research I do, all of this stuff, everything we deal with, everything. I mean everything. It's down to the cellular level. I think there's a book out
Right.
called The Body Keeps Score. So it's
Oh, yes.
not just your
Yeah.
mind listening, everything is listening.
Right. And
Hmm.
that's huge because your body, I mean, you got to get up and move, even if it's, just dancing in your house or doing whatever you want to do, get out and get some fresh air, go stand barefoot on the grass outside, feel the earth under you and take in the energy that comes from that. Or if it's dark, go outside and let the moon shine on you, get moving, just change the scenery, change what you're doing to get
You
you out of the funk.
this, thank you for saying that because we go through life robotically and don't realize it. And just a short change of scenery is a game changer. Like I took my son up to college last week and
Oh,
yeah,
those are good times.
he drove for the first time. It was like, whoa, he did great. I expected me driving halfway. I'm like, "Oh, this is great being a passenger." But just the change of scenery, different people, in a different town was so refreshing. And then I took an
Mhm.
Amtrak back, and just sitting there and just looking out the window and just the experience of just seeing all of that. Wow. It was a 24-hour period, but oh my gosh, like it felt like it was a week's vacation. It was
That's
amazing,
nice.
but you don't realize it until you do it. We don't, even
Right.
just taking a walk into the woods, intentionally finding an hour of just, really going in, listening to nature, looking at leaves on trees, things like that. It
Yeah.
sounds ridiculous, but it actually makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. I mean, it truly goes back to full circle with your mindset,
Mm,
and you have to know your personally for yourself, what jump starts you to getting to a more positive feeling. What do I do? What did I do that day where I felt great? And write those things down so if you get into a stuck place in your life, okay, I'm going to start with these first things that worked last time. Consistency is huge in these moments because it is hard to pick yourself up when you're feeling down or low.
mm.
But there's got to be some way. You've got to go into your deep into your soul and go, what did it last time? What's going to do it today? And we all need it. I mean, we all know that we have to get unstuck and get to our happy place.
Do you
What is that?
Do you remember, Cindy, a situation where you weren't stuck, or where
Where I
you
was
were
stuck?
stuck, where you were stuck?
Oh, many times. I mean, I think that what gets me stuck is I don't get outside. I don't get fresh air is a gigantic thing for me. So if I start doing tasks around the
Mm,
house, and I feel like, oh, I should be doing this instead of doing that. And I can't get out of my own way, basically. And then open the door, even if it's raining, it doesn't matter. Open the door, get some fresh air, and I just change it up. But yeah,
mm.
lots of things get me stuck. It's
Uh,
I think I'm human.
we ride the same way because being outside. In fact, there's a window over there, and I can see a reflection on the glass in front of me. We have a glass between studios, and I think the sun's coming back out, and I'm going kayaking later. I'm so
Oh,
overdue.
that's
I
cool.
haven't.
I love kayaking.
And I've gotten, like, since last Wednesday, every single day has been something. And I feel like I'm like, I need a moment. Even if I don't kayak or just drive to the beach, I'm blessed to be near a beach. Just need to bring the dog,
Yeah,
like something. But
right.
it's like I cleared later for nothing. Just not me. Because I feel I need it. Like my mind is kind of jumbled, and it's just taking that time, the fresh air, the moment to think, some clarity. It's like a
Right.
reset button. It's amazing. It's
A
amazing.
total reset, a complete reset, because you start thinking about all the fun things you're doing, even if it may not be exactly what you thought you wanted to be doing that day. It takes you into this is so different. You totally forget unless you choose to go back to the bad thought, the stuck thought. But hopefully you don't. You train your brain to understand the muscle memory of you're going forward, you're going in this direction. It feels good. Let's just keep doing it. Why would I want to be stuck?
Yep. Yeah. How do you define unstoppable?
You know? Oh gosh, I find unstoppable a place where you take your own personal accomplishments, your endeavors, your adventures, and go in a positive direction. I think it's a lot of things, but for me, you got to start small. Don't get overwhelmed by it. And I think that's what helps me get unstuck is and to be unstoppable is I take things in small increments because if I try to take it as a gigantic whole big project, it's overwhelming. And then I think, I've got other things I can do that I will be at a no fail completion. And it's simple, it's easy. So
Mm,
that's what works for me. I like to I try to keep my entire life very simple, and that helps me become unstoppable.
I love that, and that's a wake up for all of us, living in the moment. So you say you keep it simple. Like I'm just texting with
Mhm.
people, holiday weekend coming up, talking about plans. I don't even want to think about it. I'm with you. I don't even want to think about that then. And whatever happens is going to happen. Universe, it'll all fall into place. But
It will.
it will. And you know what? I think that's part of being unstoppable, where you don't worry so much. It's all going to work out the way it's supposed to work out.
Right. That's right.
We forget that.
But we also can direct the direction.
Sure.
It's
Yeah,
up
well,
to us to keep that steering wheel in the right side of your life, which, in the right direction.
yes. Well, it also comes with boundaries and keeping those boundaries
Oh,
up,
sure.
because when you're holding that steering wheel, you don't want to turn it into the center median and go into the other lane.
Right.
'Cause
No.
right?
Unless you have one of those cars that keeps you from stopping doing that.
Oh yeah. Well, it depends on
No,
the
I
setting.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a setting. I wouldn't want that. I like to be completely in control.
Yep. Yeah. Well, when you say these things and we go down that road, being in control, feeling like you're controlling everything, like everything.
Right.
Maybe that's keeping us stuck too.
Absolutely. I mean, because you don't allow yourself to grow and to be outside of your comfort zone.
Mm,
And comfort is not where you grow.
yeah.
It's discomfort is where you grow.
Embrace discomfort.
Right.
What else can we do to
It's
be?
more like, well, to be unstoppable.
Yes.
Here are some ideas for you because are you there yet? Are you
My
feeling
brain,
unstoppable yet?
the wheels are turning.
All right. Why do we want to become unstoppable today? Because life feels more exciting.
Mm,
You prove yourself you can.
true.
That's a big one. Your momentum shifts. That just goes without saying. You inspire others with your vibe.
Mm.
I,
Those
I
are
like
all
that one.
so incredibly true. And I'm not just saying that.
I think so. Yeah.
Ah, and you say the last vibe one again.
You inspire others with your vibe, your aura.
Yes. And have you ever noticed when you feel you're on point and you don't know what it is, you can't put your finger on it, but you're feeling good. And then you go to an event, a party, whatever, and people are like kind of gravitating around you, and you're like, ah, look at me. It feels good right now. I
You
think
bring
it's
the energy.
you bring the energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That feeling of confidence, i.e.,
Right.
unstoppable, people
Right.
feel it and they feed off of it. Who doesn't want to be part of
Absolutely.
the
For sure.
party, right?
That's exactly right. Don't we all want to be unstoppable?
Mm.
And doors that were once shut open for you
Hmm.
because you do feel confident. I mean, you walk into the room and you own it.
Yep.
You don't walk in the room and go, "Where's my friend that I was hoping to find?" You walk in and go, "I'll figure it out. I'll find them when I find them. But in the meantime, I'm going to walk in and own the room, even if you don't feel like it. You got to feel like you can feel like it."
Ooh, ooh, that one's tough. That's a tough one. Even if you don't feel like it, you got to feel like you feel like it. Well, you know what? That comes under my category of fake it until you make it.
Right.
Fake it until you make it. And I often say, dress the part, get the part. A lot of us you might see in
Right.
events,
Yeah.
I never underdress. I don't want to overdress, but I'll take it up a notch or two because people look at you a certain way. And if you
Hmm.
want to be
Yeah.
perceived a
Oh,
certain way, i.e., unstoppable, you need to, your exterior is part of the interior. So you need to, look a certain way. Yeah.
but don't you, when you find that you take your dress up a notch, you feel better?
100% for sure.
Right. So then that it creates the confidence, all the things that you want to do in your day that will take you to being unstoppable. And then stuck won't even be part of your vocabulary that day. And hopefully all the days going forward.
I went to an event last night. I wore a jacket with a t-shirt, nothing crazy, and jeans. There's somebody else I know there, know him pretty well. We're friends. He decided just to wear a t-shirt. And I'm going to be honest here. I don't think people took him as seriously as They should have. And he wore it for a reason because there was some branding on the shirt, and that's what he was representing last night. But I feel it took away from people taking him seriously. I really do. I was just observing. I'm just kind of like floating around, just watching the scenario. Who's doing what? How's this all shaken down? It does make a difference, but it also
Was he
makes
advertising? He was advertising the shirt.
to an extent, but it wasn't even enough.
Okay.
It wasn't even enough for people to know why he was wearing it. It just looked like a T-shirt. Then
Right.
didn't
Right.
present as well as I think it should have.
Right.
That's my opinion. That's just I wouldn't wear that. That's just not me.
Did he walk with confidence?
Um, to an extent, but also I think people weren't perceiving him the way he wanted to be perceived, and he wasn't picking
Right.
up on it. And then to your point, if you feel like you're not as confident, it's going to show.
Right.
It's going to
That's
show.
right.
People are going to pick up on the vibe, just the aura.
Unfortunately, it does.
Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to
Well,
be.
and don't we all want to be? Oh,
I
go
was,
ahead.
I want to be unstoppable. Keep going.
Right. Well, do you want to be the hero of your own story? That
100%.
will help you become unstoppable. Be the hero of your own story.
Hmm. That one takes time to process, to
Hmm.
place it in your life and where you are and how you can be the hero of that story. Now, pick any story, whatever storyline you have. Maybe you went through adversity, challenge over the last year or whatever. You might not have felt, you're not the villain. Maybe you are feeling like the villain. Maybe there's guilt there for something. I don't know. Um, but to make yourself the hero, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Well, if you see yourself as a hero or you have, dreams and aspirations, how are you going to get to those? Not by feeling stuck and talking negative about yourself or to yourself. The only way you're going to get there is talk positively, and the possibilities are endless for all of us. If we just go back to one baby step at a time towards that direction we want to be. And it doesn't have to be gigantic. You're unstoppable doesn't need to be, this magnanimous, event. Just something small. If that's where you're at that day, then embrace it.
Mm.
Not every day is going to feel like the greatest moment of your life. It may be just a baby step that gets you in the direction you want to go.
Do you feel that many of us feel that we don't deserve it? We don't deserve to have that feeling of being unstoppable, because you could change your mindset in a moment and just, take on a task, go to an event, whatever, and just say, in my mind, I'm going to put the cape on. I'm going to walk in, be the hero, walk in there proud. I have a friend, she's a trainer. She's like, soldier chest. So, you stand up straight, soldier chest. Okay. But do you feel like many of us don't feel that we deserve it? And then we kind of cower down and we don't kind of bring it on?
I think so. But, I go back to think about your kids. When you put a cape on them, how did
Mm.
they act? Suddenly, they just felt like Superman, a hero, superhero, because they changed their perspective, and it was just a small shift
Yeah.
in their direction. But, you don't want to be living in quicksand. So, where do you want to be?
I got a flash. What do kids have that adults usually don't have? Imagination. So they
Right.
imagine, they put the cape on, they are unstoppable.
Right.
Why can't we do that?
Right. And remember, creativity is the playground for the mind. Kids have it right.
Oh,
They
anything.
know what they're doing.
You're 100% right, Cindy. Anything is possible. And when you get a kid that they don't have any fear, there's nothing. It's like they
Right.
can do anything. They'll say what's on their mind. They'll
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes.
I give them a lot of credit for that. They
Right,
they
true,
put on a
true.
cape. They could be a fireman, a policewoman, whatever they wanted that moment, and doesn't
Right.
even matter. And they don't care how people view or
They
judge
don't
them.
care.
I'm doing
Yep.
it. This is it. This is fantastic. And on to the next thing, on to the next
Right.
unstoppable thing. But creativity and imagination. Hmm.
Yeah. And confidence. I mean, thinking, putting the cape on gives confidence. They're somebody that they weren't a moment ago. And I just think confidence is huge. And if you don't have it, you got to find it.
Yeah.
Got to create it in your own way. What is your level of confidence? What
Sure.
makes you feel good?
Or use that imagination again.
Right.
Imagine that you have confidence. Imagine you go somewhere, you have something that people want. You have something that they want to hear. And I'm not just making that up. We're all unique. Whatever
That's true.
business we have, whatever
Right.
niche we are, nobody is you. Nobody has the skills you have. Nobody can provide the insight like you today. You're saying things that are like going around in my mind. I'm taking notes. I'm like, seriously, you're presenting things in a way that I've never heard before. And it's like, oh, fresh perspective. Interesting. Never thought of that. Never thought of that. We're all different. We need to embrace
Right.
the amazingness in all of us. I don't think we do it. We just, because we're stuck. We're stuck.
Right. But all these avenues, I mean, I bring different ideas to you and to myself sometimes when I'm writing these things down. I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Because it does, all of a sudden you realize, I got this. I can do this. And the more you believe you can do it, you can. And it just goes back to a mindset shift. I know and that's the simplicity of what the purpose of what I do
Yeah.
is, and why I believe I do it well is because I do keep it simple. And a lot of people understand that it helps them as well because they don't feel like they have to conquer the world today. And even if you think you can, it's hard to do. If you think you can, that's fantastic, but it becomes a failure.
Yeah. And well, you set your heights like Superman. Maybe
Right.
in the beginning he couldn't fly over that one building, but he flew over, a lower one. Oh, yeah, I can fly over the next one and onto the next one, building that resilience. I just looked up. We're out of time. I don't know how that happens. I'm like,
I don't either. It went by fast.
I know, right?
All right, so let's do the mind and music pairing. Today, mine is Queen, Don't Stop Me Now. You got one, or I put you on the spot?
You never put me on the spot.
I know with music, I don't.
I won't back down, Tom Petty.
Love it.
You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down.
There you go.
And
Love it.
that's actually my theme song.
That's cool.
It is. I'll go to the gym. I'll play it 10 times in a row. It's a short song. It's like 2 minutes and 36 seconds. But that song just never gets old for me. It's just every word is like, yeah. Keep listening to that song.
Right? Keep listening. When you get off the air, go listen to that song.
Even the one by Queen, that is such an underrated song. Seriously. Like it is.
I love that song.
Me too. Yeah.
I
go to a
it
Queen
just
tribute
pumps
show.
me up.
And when they play that, I'm like, yeah, all right. All the others, we are the champions. We will rock. They're
Right.
all good, but that one, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Fat Bottom Girls is one of my personal favorites.
That's
Band played it over the weekend.
they are.
all good.
That is true. That's
how do
good.
we connect with you to become unstoppable and have these realizations like we're having today?
CindyValente.com is my website. I'd love to hear from everybody. And on there are my links for my social media. And just remember, just be it with Cindy Valente.
You are it. I mean that.
Thanks.
And I want to throw this too. Question, comment, anything, instant feedback, steve@gmail.com. For next time we get together, keep it anonymous if you want. You want to throw something in there? Maybe it's a song. Go for it. Love to hear it. Thank you, Cindy. We'll talk next time, okay?
Thank you. Have a great day.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.